5-1 win for the Canucks, and a great way to wrap up the evening. We have Building Brock coming up. But that is first with this man right here, Scott Oake, Louis DeBrusk, and Elias Pettersson. It is After Hours. Scott.
David, thank you very much. Yes, we are delighted to have with us the NHL's first star of the week, the runaway leader in the league's rookie scoring race. Here is Elias Pettersson.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's me being true to my Swedish roots, even though I don't have any. But how did it sound?
It sounds good. It sounds good.
Reasonably close?
I heard worse, let's say that.
You're taking the league by storm, and we can't think of a better way to start this edition of After Hours than with this tribute.
Sweet moves and great motion, deeply touching my emotion. I want to stop and thank you, Petey. Such a great shot. Thank you, Petey. Oh,
I saw that on, I think on Twitter, and I just
So you're not seeing it for the first time?
No, I've seen it before. I just thought it was funny and laughed.
Well, that's Clay Emo and Marie Huey with How Sweet It Is to Be Deked by You. Catchy tune. Do you like it?
I like it. I like it.
We got a lot of tweets today when we announced that you were going to be our guest, and more than a few of them focused on what has become known in this market as the alien death stare. It's what reporters get from you, apparently, when they ask dumb questions. And by the way, if you're looking for dumb questions, you've come to the right program tonight. But let's get this out of the way right away. Just give me a touch of the alien death stare so we can move on.
I would say...
Well, just look at me and give it.
When I get a dumb question, then that's when the death stare is coming. So it's not, how do you say, you can't order it. It just comes.
I get it. You can't do it impromptu. Okay, here's how it looks. We've got some video evidence of it.
I thought he was going to give it to you, Okie, when you said his name.
Okay, let's get to the stunning streak you're on pace for over 40 goals and 90 points. Louis.
Yeah, what a tremendous start to your National Hockey League career for you, Elias. And what stands out for you most to this start? What do you like the most?
I would say just being in NHL, because I always dreamed to play here, and like now I'm here living my dream, coming to practice every day and just enjoying every moment out of it, and having fun each and every day in game too. So that helps a lot too.
Here's a tweet, Elias, from Vanessa Yang. Have you busted out your juggling while riding on a unicycle talent in front of your teammates yet? Here it is. Video evidence of it. I think is this from last year's World Championships?
So that's it. It's in my last year at Växjö Lakers.
Oh, okay.
So I did that in the hallway. I must admit I was a bit rusty, but yeah.
But Matt, that is, Elias, an incredible display of dexterity. Let's have another look at it. You know, my son, Darcy, saved up all his money once so that he could buy a unicycle and ride it and juggle while he was riding it. It's incredibly hard to do. Where does that come from?
It first started off, my dad is very good at the unicycle, so I learned that from the start. Then I don't know who I got it from, but I started learning to juggle too. I remember I was in the backyard just juggling for 3 hours straight, just to learn juggling. Then let's try both, and a lot of didn't get it at first, but took some time. But yeah, now I can do it.
We see goaltenders juggling in the hallway as they warm up for games, but boy, that takes it to a whole new level. Pronunciation of your name. The media and as a result fans have settled on Pettersson, although it took a few weeks to get there, and it may not necessarily have been your first choice.
Pronounce this guy's name.
Elias Pettersson? Pettersson?
Elias Pettersson.
Pettersson. Elias Pettersson.
There we have it.
Canadian.
Petey.
There we have it too.
Pettersson, Pettersson, Elias, a lot of different, how do you say, pronunciation. Yeah, so, but it's just fun to hear. Okay, Swedish is Elias Pettersson, and I think I wanted in Canadian accent like Elias Pettersson. I have no issue if people call it different, but I think it sounds cooler in North American accent.
How you want them to say it?
Piri.
That's the easy way out.
Yes.
Okay, you actually wanted the North Americanized pronunciation Pettersson as opposed to Pettersson,
Yeah.
but we've settled on Pettersson.
Yeah.
When you introduce yourself to someone now, how do you say your name?
Elias.
And the last name?
And Pettersson.
So you're all right. I don't like myself right now because
No.
I know I'm one of those commentators who thinks that when you settle on how to pronounce a player's name, you shouldn't go back and open up a whole can of worms. So I hope we haven't tonight, and we're good on Pettersson going forward,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Excellent, Louis.
I like it. You know what? Who said it best there amongst your teammates?
Stetcher. Stetcher.
Okay.
The season is not yet half over, and you have made your mark with your creativity. And Elias, it's been duly noted that you've done this by moving directly from the large ice surface of Europe to the smaller ice surfaces of North America without a single moment of seasoning in either junior or the AHL. How has this transition gone so smoothly for you?
I think most of it is just hard work, and I believe I have very good confidence in myself and believe I can do all these things. And then it's just like I practice a lot. Like I'm not perfect. Like if I have a bad game, I will practice even harder because like I want to play my best hockey each and every night. And yeah, just repetition after repetition because I want to get better each and every day.
You played wing all last year in Sweden, but this year you came over here in Travis Green. They wanted to try out at center, and you know what? It's been a real nice progression for you. You have played center before, obviously, but how has that transition been? Did you find it difficult at the start, or did it just take off right away?
Find it a little difficult from the start, because like I was used to playing wing, and but I knew it from talking to Travis in the summer that he was wanting to test me to play on the wing, so I was prepared for that. So, but it felt better each and every day, and yeah, it feels good to play.
Well,
center now.
you had 8 games at center last year in the Swedish league, so there was that.
Yeah.
Hardly any. Jens Ostlund, who is he?
He's my father's best friend, and I had him as a coach growing up too.
Yeah, he coached you in your hometown of Anya from the age of 8 to 14. So
Yes.
here's his quote, and this speaks to your creativity. I think Elias benefited from being small. He has to have his head and be smarter than anyone else, meaning you got to be smart. Is your old coach onto something here?
Yeah, like there's no secret that I'm not the biggest guy on the ice, so I just trying to outsmart and be always trying to be one step ahead of the play, and the game is so fast out there, so what first comes to mind on the ice, I go with that, because if you think twice, the play might be gone. So
Right, and that kind of leads us to your size, which is no longer a hot topic of discussion, because you have proven it doesn't matter if you're 176 pounds or 206 pounds, you can play in the NHL. But before you got here, you heard no end of talk about how this kid's got to get bigger if he's going to play in the NHL. What did you think when you heard that over and over and over again?
I heard that since I was 10 years old, so it was nothing new for me. But yeah, obviously I'm small and I'm probably gonna be one of the smallest guys on the ice. So, but I'm used to that. I'm used to like how to take a hit, how to like just get away with the puck, and trying to be smart on the ice.
I was worried I was going to get the death stare there, but I didn't. Back to your creativity. Your team, Vaxo versus Skellefteå for the Swedish Hockey Championship last year. This is the game, the deciding game in April. In it, you scored twice to lead Vaxo to victory. That was the first of the 2 goals you scored, and it was a brilliant move when it looked like you were out of room. Would you call this one of your signature moves?
I don't want to like give away my moves, but yeah, I use that move a lot, and like I'm trying to have a lot of moves, and trying to be the goalies, so they don't read me so easily. But yeah, it's definitely a move I use a lot.
You got a lot in your repertoire. We've already seen that. So the reason I ask about that is because we saw that move again on your penalty shot against Pettersson last week. The difference here, of course, is you got no one chasing you, but the move is remarkably similar. Does this come from hours of practice, or does it come naturally?
Practice. There's no secret. It's just a lot of practice, and then just like growing up, I remember the funniest thing I would do was the free skating and being hours on the rink before the practice. So it's just a lot of repetitions and a lot of practice behind it.
As a kid in Anya, how many hours a day were you on the ice?
Around 2-3, I would say, because after school was finished, my dad drove me down to the rink. He could drive the Sabone and had every key to the rink, and so free skate for like 1 or 2 hours. Home, mom cooked dinner, then was back again. Was back to practice again.
So you know what, as a young player on the ice, you always try and emulate and copy players in the National Hockey League for yourself. You were professionals in Sweden. Who was the guy that you looked after and said, I want to play exactly like him?
I think I haven't said I want to be exactly like him. Of course, I have had role models growing up, like Datsuk is a guy I like to watch and how skillful he is. But like, I'm trying to be, I don't know. Like I'm just trying to. Right now, I'm just focusing on like play good and win games. But growing up, I was looking a lot of Paul Datsuk.
Here's a goal you scored in that game against Colorado here on November the 2nd. I shouldn't say that you scored it. You didn't score it. What you did was you set up Brock Besser off the boards to score it. And we're going to show it because it leaves the Avalanche announcers, the visiting announcers, almost speechless.
Pouliot is there, rams it up. Avs try to step in the way, but deflects right to Pettersson. He'll slam it off the end boards. First one to it. Besser and scores!
Oh, my God.
That's a design play by Pettersson, and Besser able to race everybody to the loose puck. It's a 2-1 Vancouver lead. I can't believe I just saw that.
Mark, what did we just see?
Never heard
that.
Well, you impressed the visiting announcers for sure. That was part of a 5-point night for you in an overtime win by the Canucks. Did you know that was a Sedin move, that Henrik used to use that to set up Daniel off the boards? Is that where it came from?
I wouldn't say I'm not trying to copy them or anything, but I tried that move a couple or that pass a lot of times, and a lot of times the D has just taken the puck and it's a turnover for me. So yeah, I'm glad it worked out.
All right, and that leads us to your Swedish hockey heroes. Where on your list of heroes from your country do Daniel and Henrik fit?
Definitely on the top. Like, they made hockey look so easily, like all the time, and that's something I admire watching. Like, maybe they aren't the fastest or anything, but they just created so much space for themselves, and that's something I try to do as well.
Right, repeat. Well, you know, that's a very accurate assessment of them. Not the fastest skaters in the world, but great playmakers. Here's a tweet from Michael. Have you met or talked with the Sedins in Vancouver, and have they offered you any advice?
Yeah, they actually come down sometimes to the rink and just to talk and everything, but mostly it's just like talking normally as normal people to each other. But like, I know I can ask them if I want to know anything, or guess like they had pretty good careers.
Yeah, so you can rely on them. All right, a tweet from, and this account is called Thank You Sedins. What is the backstory on 5-year-old Elias wearing a Vancouver, BC t-shirt in this picture?
Wow, what a haircut. To be honest, I think that picture came out when I was drafted, and I didn't even know that I had Vancouver on my chest, and I don't know, maybe it was meant to be.
Was there?
Oh, there you go.
Did your mom and dad get that somewhere?
Where'd the shirt come from?
They didn't even. I think they don't know either. I don't know. I I'll have to get back to you and answer that question because I really don't know.
It was meant to be, you're right.
A lot of people are going to see that as having been a sign. There is a great tradition of Swedish hockey players with the Vancouver Canucks, going back to Thomas Gradin starting in 1978. I think there's about 30 Swedes on the list of all-time Canucks, 27 to be exact. So beyond Daniel and Henrik, I imagine there is one name on this list, and he's highlighted, that stands out for you. I'll let you explain who it is and why.
Yeah, so that's Samuel Paulsson. We came from this small town, Ånge in Sweden. Pretty cool because it's only 3,000 people that lives there, and yeah, it's just cool that even though you come from a small town, you can still achieve great things.
So you would have been 9 when Sammy Paulsson won the Stanley Cup with Anaheim in '07. Did he bring it home, Tanya?
I remember I wanted to be when he was showing the Stanley Cup in the home barn or whatever we call it, but
yeah.
I think I had a hockey tournament somewhere else, so I couldn't attend to the Stanley Cup ceremony at Ånge. So
okay.
I remember I was crying that day, but yeah, hopefully I can bring it home another day.
So you were upset at not being able to be there?
Oh yeah, for sure.
How did a tiny town of 3,000, Anja in northern Sweden, produce 2 NHL players, and maybe 3 because your brother Emil may play for the Nashville Predators? He's in their system now.
I don't know. It's just like I would say one big. I can't find the English word, but like
advantage.
Yeah. Yes, is that we have such much time on the ice because there's barely any teams. So like me, I could free skate for around 2 hours every day and then practice. So I would say that was like the biggest achievement or advantage for to play in a small town. Because say if I would play in Stockholm, there's barely any.
Yeah. Fight for ice time,
yeah,
etc.
exactly.
Gotcha.
So.
A tweet from Ken Karuska. How is it you became the Canucks' hardest shot winner at the skills competition at 99.4 miles per hour?
Yeah, it was just grip it and rip it, and yeah, it went hard.
Well, there you go. And there are bigger and obviously stronger players on this team, but you won it going away.
Everybody didn't shoot, so but yeah.
But it shows a lot. The technique means so much when you're trying to take a slap shot like that, and you know that's the perfect form that you have. We've seen that shot a lot this year already, and when you lay into it, you get all of it.
Yeah, I do. Like last 2 seasons, I've been working a lot of one-timers and quick release because that was a part of my game that I wasn't good at. So after every practice, I was just doing one-timers for 10 minutes after every practice, and each every day I got better and better, and yes, now it just comes naturally.
It's paid off for sure. So Canucks rookie sensation Elias Pettersson is our guest on After Hours. From the small town of Anja in northern Sweden to the big city of Vancouver, we'll trace that route when we come back to Rogers Arena. Back with you at Rogers Arena in Vancouver. Our guest on After Hours is Elias Pettersson, who we can fairly say has excited the passion of Canuck fans. As we said before the break, Anja in northern Sweden is your hometown. You left there at age 15 to go play hockey in Timrå, which was only about 90 minutes away. But from there, you went 10 hours south to play in Vaxo, a city of 90,000, where you could tour the Swedish Glass Museum or the Kronenberg Castle, or you could visit the Teleborg Water Tower, or you could try out the Little Rock Lake zip line. Did you do any of those things during your year in Vaxo?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I got that off the website, the Vaxo website. Those were sights to see in Vaxo. Apparently you missed them. What was it like leaving home, though, at the age of 15 to play hockey?
I was starting high school at late 15 in Timrå, but I was used to it because I was living on my own some nights because I was playing in Timrå, but I was still living in Ånge, so I was traveling.
Because it was only an hour and a half away.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Is it part of Swedish tradition that after you win the league championship, you get spray painted with gold?
Yeah, so
Look at that.
so like the biggest newspaper in Sweden has like a thing after the team won the championship, they pick out one guy to get the gold paint, and then yeah, I was the guy last year.
All right, we're running out of time here, so I want to get this in. Your draft day, June 2017, the Canucks GM Jim Benning called your name 5th overall. Then you caught up with your parents. That was a very emotional meeting, and after that, you went to your phone to check for messages. But why so emotional with your parents, Torbjörn and Irene?
Maybe I get a little emotional now when I think of it, because they are the reason I'm here, and like they've always been there for me and still are. So can't thank them enough, because like they've always been there for me and still are.
And then the neatest part of checking messages was the one that you got from your brother. He sent some video from a party that he was holding back in Anya. What did that mean to you?
That was funny. They were celebrating Midsummer in Sweden. Yeah, no, I see it. So maybe some alcohol involved, but
There was some singing.
Well, it's the same the world over.
so, but I don't know. I didn't think I would get tears or get emotional, but yeah, I guess it means a lot to me.
Emil was a 6th-round draft pick by Nashville in 2013, playing in Milwaukee. Here's a portion of a Swedish Hockey News feature, you and your brother giving a tour of the rink, the lone rink in Anya, where it all started for both of you. You just turned 20, so it was only 6 years ago that you were still playing in this building. How vivid are the memories?
The memories is always going to be there. Here we see the extraordinary gym.
Well equipped.
But I spent more time on the ice, to be honest. So,
Where you should.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
So,
here's a real display of brotherly love. Emil, to you at the very end of the feature, when the interviewer asks you about bringing the Stanley Cup to Anya one day.
Nej, men det var... Har ni fått med Stanley Cup-pucklar dit någon gång?
Ja.
Snoa kanske det.
Snow.
Yeah, he's not giving you much of a chance to win it, but he may regret those words. Elias, great to have you on the program. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Thanks
really
for having me.
appreciate it. So Elias Pettersson of the Vancouver Canucks in his after-hours debut. He's going to give us lots more to talk about as years go on, so this will not be your only appearance on this program. Back to conclude the proceedings in a moment.